My name's Houston and I'm back with another pickup. This time I got these from eBay. And these are probably gonna be the dirtiest shoes that I ever unboxed. And they're the Toro 4s. Yeah, the Toro Bravo 4s. So let me open up the box and I'll show you how dirty they are. Alright, so the box has been cut open, so let's see what's in here. Alright, got the box out, so let me open up. And you can see these things are super dirty. Let's get a look at them. So what I'm gonna be doing is cleaning these up. Yeah, they're pretty beat and they're extremely dirty. And at least they got the insoles in them. Sometimes when I pick these shoes up, they ain't got the insoles in them. These got them in there. And they're extremely dirty. So what I'm going to use to clean these up is this right here. The Angelus Easy Cleaner. I don't have any of the, the high dollar shoe cleaners. I think any shoe will clean up nice if you use any kind of soap and water. So I'm gonna go ahead and scrub these down, and I'll be back when after they're all scrubbed down before I throw them in the washer. Alright, so I scrubbed these shoes maybe 5 or 6 times already. I got as much of it off as I could. You can see there's grass all over me and it's dirty water everywhere. Water's black. But anyway, I got the shoes scrubbed down. I got as much of it off as I could. I'm gonna let these soak for a little bit with the soap on it, and then I'm gonna throw them in the washer. So let me go ahead and throw them in the washer, and I'll show you what they look like when they come out the washer. Alright, so here's where I'm at with these. I already put them in the washer, and then afterwards I scrubbed them maybe 4 or 5 more times. I got the texture back on them, and I got everything I could off of it. But as you can see, there's a lot of stains still on them. And I think this is motor oil, and it was on the suede too. I got most of it off, but like I said, it all didn't come off. There's still a lot of staining on them. So what I'm gonna have to do is get some red dye and dye the suede again. As for the midsole here, I put them out in the sunlight with some soul sauce on it. I got some Soul Bright and put it on the white part here, and along the gray to get the oxidation out. And it worked a little bit. It's not yellowed anymore. But like I said, it had so much oil sitting, no telling how long it's been sitting on there. So stained it up pretty good. You can see it there how bad the staining is, and that don't come off either. I tried acetone, alcohol, everything, scrubbing it, wire brush, everything is not going to come off. So I'm going to have to repaint it, go over it another time with acetone and repaint all of that. And I'm just going to go ahead and do the whole midsole over. It's got a cloudy air unit there, so I'm going to take care of that with the heat gun. And on the back here, I've got to fix this jump mat. It's got a piece of rubber missing on it. Try and get it to focus. You can see it right there. There's a piece of rubber missing. I'm gonna have to sand that jump mat down a little bit. got some scratches and stuff on it. This one is stained here, this lace waffle here, so you can see it's got a yellow tint to it, so I'm gonna have to repaint that. The one on this side too is the same way. It's got stains there, here on the back, but like I said, I'm gonna have to dye it again. Re-dye it. I did the tongue. It's got a little bit of stains on it, but it all didn't come off. Inside too, it's got some staining on the sock liner, and it would not come off. It's just oil, stained oil. So there's not much I can do other than re-dye the inside gray. But they do look a lot better than what they did before. I got all the oil off the bottom. And this was the one that was really bad, so looks a lot better now. Here's the other one. The lace waffles on these ain't really that bad. This shoe overall is a little better than the other one, condition wise. But there's more of that oil there. So overall, I think it's turning out pretty good. I think once I get the dye on there and redo the midsoles, they'll look a lot better. Yeah, this stuff was covered with oil and grass. There was grass all inside the netting. I had to get in there with a toothbrush and scrub all inside the netting. It was green stains on all the netting here. Got most of it off. You can see a little bit right there. And on this side, I got most of it off. That was about 30 minutes of scrubbing just to get it off because it wouldn't come off of there. And I got up in there with the toothbrush and scrubbed it down. You can see a little bit at the top there. So we got to go back again and try and get all of that out of there. So let me go ahead and get them dyed. I got to buy the dye and paint the midsoles. So let me do that, and then I'll come back when everything is done. Alright, so here's where I'm at with these. I went ahead and scrubbed them down as much as I could. And the shoes had like a gray tint to them, kind of like this up here. So I went ahead and hit it with a couple, maybe 1 or 2 coats of dye in certain areas just to see how the dye would take to the suede. And it did pretty well. You can see there how it was pink. So I think the dye bled onto the midsole in the front here on the toe box, and I got it as bright as I could, but you can see it's not gonna be white like the back part. This part was good, but up here the stains was too much on it. So I'm gonna have to paint them. I really didn't want to because I hit it with soy sauce a couple times too, and the stains wouldn't come out of it, so they're gonna have to be painted. And that's just a little update on them. Like I said, I was just hitting little areas of it just to see how the dye would take to the material, and it does hold up pretty good. So the shoes don't look pink. Like right here, you can see how it's supposed to be red and pink. But I got the light on, so it's kind of hard to tell. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these outside, paint just this area in the front. I'm just painting this area here. The back part here, I'm gonna do it by hand with a brush, paint brush, because it's not that bad. And then I'll go ahead and finish these up. Here's the other one. think the biggest problem was this part here where the suede is gone. There's no suede there, so you can see it when you go over it with the dye. So let me go ahead and paint these, and then I'll come back. When I come back, the shoes will be done, and I'll take them outside and show you how they came out. Alright, so I went ahead and finished these up, laced them up, and it's been a few months since I've done it. They've been sitting in the box. I haven't really had time to film the video, so I'm doing it now. Got some free time, and I wasn't able to take them outside. It started, for some reason, it's been raining all week, so the weather's not cooperating, so I'm gonna have to do this inside. But anyway, they're done. I did go ahead and re-dye the entire uppers 2 or 3 more times. I hit it up with the Angelus, I think it's suede dye or leather dye, one of them. Because right here in this area, the suede is a little worn, so you know the dye's not gonna stick there if there's no suede there. So that's an unfortunate part of it, but most of it did take, the suede did take to it, so it's not gray anymore. Now they look like a bright red color. I have hundreds of these little hang tags here, so I put one on here. The tongue was a little bit of a problem too. It's got some missing suede on it, but I did dye the entire red part of it. Sock liner still looks kind of dingy because of the stains. They would not come out. I've scrubbed them and scrubbed them, and that's just not coming out. And there was a lot of, like you saw, mud. There was some concrete stuck to it, stuck to the suede, and when I removed it, it took off part of the suede with it. So you know, it's not gonna be perfect, but at least they're clean, you know. They can be worn now. And here's the other one. And I did some more work to it. I did have to repaint the white part here. And what I did was I used Angelus flat white to repaint it. And then to make, because you know this part is supposed to be flat, like a matte color, and the edges are supposed to be glossy. So I used the Angelus, what is that called? The very first matte finisher, the one that leaves your shoes glossy. I used that with a little brush and outlined the edges of it to leave it glossy. And you can see it here, how I left the majority of it flat white down here, and then it's just got a glossy edge that goes along the edge of the top here. You can see it there, and I like how it came out. It's durable paint too, so it's not gonna chip off. I used that paint. No, I didn't use Angelus flat white. I used that spray paint that I showed you. It's been a while since I put that video out. The one that came in the spray can. It's some kind of enamel paint that's for outdoor furniture and stuff, and that paint is not gonna scratch off. So after I painted it, I used the newer Angelus, the 4-coat scratch resistant paint. I went over that. That stuff is the best if you want a matte finish look, because it does leave it real matte. There's no gloss at all to it. And then of course I finished out the back, touched up the black paint around the edges here where it was scraped off. And I used that 4-coat finisher back here because there was a lot of scratches. All I did was just clean it up, and then I just used the paintbrush and wiped it under, and all the scratches came off with the new finisher. No sanding, no acetone, no nothing. You just wipe on that Angelus 4-coat scratch resistant matte, and it comes out smooth like that. No scratches at all. You ain't got to spray none of that Krylon matte finisher or nothing. And I used it here on the wings too, and these things were tore up, so you could hardly see any scratching on it. And that stuff works really good on it, on all the plastic stuff too. So I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, just showing you these, how they turned out compared to what they were. So it's been a while since I've been on YouTube. Been doing some other stuff, been restoring a pair of shoes for another customer of mine, and that took up a lot of my time, but I'm coming back now. So I also did my first Weedian haul, you know, from the Reddit stuff and all that. So that's something to look forward to. I'm building another one. I got one on the way right now, and I'm building another one, so keep a lookout for that. And I got some other shoes here that I haven't showed before, so collection is getting bigger again. It goes from the floor to the ceiling, all the way up there. Just shoes and more shoes. I got shoes all back there, another stack there. So I got a lot of stuff to review, put out more stuff that I pick up that I haven't shown yet. So keep an eye out, and I'll catch you on the next one.